hardcore action RPG games coming out in 2025 and beyond. So if you're a fan of Souls-like games, this is the definitive video for you. Click in the like button and subscribe. Thank you and let's go.
Only hope, the ship carrying her beloved.
Elden Ring Nightreign is a new game set in the universe of Elden Ring. It's not a sequel, and it's not a DLC, but a game with classic and new Elden Ring stuff, and there will also be things from other games, like bosses, so it looks really fun. It's going to be set in a sort of roguelike system, with some features of a battle royale even, but only against normal enemies, not players, but you'll be able to play with your friends in a co-op adventure. The game is being developed by From Software, and experience is going to be similar in the gameplay with the original Elden Ring, but the structure will be totally different. If you like the gameplay of Elden Ring and wanted to play more with your friends, I think you'll like it, but it won't please all fans of Elden Ring in my opinion. But will be interesting to see things from other games and also new things in this new Elden Ring. It's coming out in May 30th, 2025 to PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows.
Born of its raging expanse. They said he emerged out of the night, but he came out of the fright wastelands, shaped by depraved thoughts. A shadow followed him, riding on a horse as big as a dragon, his sword ablaze.
The Night Wanderer is an action RPG in the Souls-like style set in a unique world. The game promises to have a good and immersive story, and also scenarios, with a beautiful graphic style. It's being developed by Mighty Koi, and in-game we'll play as Wuchang, an elite soldier, and must find out what happened to a lost expedition headed for a mysterious, fantastical planet of medieval-like Midgard. The game features breathtaking graphics and environments, at least for what we can see of it so far, but to see the final version of the game we'll need to wait until it's out. But for now we don't have the release date, but it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox Series X and S.
Liz said she died, giving birth to fire and to...
Clear. The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity. You never know you are a monster until someone comes to slay you.
Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a new Souls-like game with impressive scenarios and graphics, and the game is being developed by a studio called Lindsay. For the people who likes action RPG, we'll be looking forward to this new one. The game is set in the land of Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming dynasty, with humans fighting for power and insane creatures. It all looks really promising, and it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC in some moment of 2025. The Relic First Guardian is an action RPG developed by Project Cloud Games. The game features a dark and dangerous world with a beautiful graphic style and impressive environments. The gameplay is basically inspired in the Souls-like style, with a cadence-paced combat system, kinda similar to the new Lords of the Fallen, but faster, with different creatures as enemies, all looking really good. The game, as any other Souls-like, will have huge and immersive boss fights, with great and inspiring soundtracks, and I must say that it looks good, but to really play the game we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and is coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
In the last city of humanity, Heavenswell. Imagine that they once ruled.
AI Limit is a sci-fi action RPG with a Souls-like approach. The game is set in a futuristic destroyed world with an interesting graphic style, nor realistic or cartoon, but a mix of both. What looks good. The game is being developed by the studio Sense Games, and in the game we'll play as Arisa, a blader with immortality, and explore the city ruined to find the hope of a new life in the distant future when civilization is on the verge of extinction. I must say that this game got my attention now. I didn't know until some months ago, and I'm sure you shall enjoy it too. It's coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows in March 27, 2025.
May the branch guide your path, this very world.
It's a realm surrounded by springs and waterfalls, where flowers bloom and trees thrive.
只要我心不散，大唐就不会亡。
那就再唱下去吧。到底是人活进了戏里，还是戏本就因人而在？
为何执意要起兵戈之祸？
Project the Perceiver is a new action RPG developed by a Chinese studio, Paper Games. The game is extremely beautiful, with insane graphics and impressive scenarios. It's planned to be released in 2025 or 2026, and will be released on PlayStation 5 and Windows. The game will be set in a big and immersive universe, which will be an open world. The combat of the game kinda resembles Sekiro, but with its own style. The combat is fast and fluid, with a special care for the animations of the protagonist and of the enemies too, especially the bosses. What even resembles Souls-like games, of so fluid it looks.
你来了。
No Rest for the Wicked is a unique and beautiful Souls-like, with a stunning graphic style, and is being developed by the same studio of Ori series, Moon Studio. It features a fluid and interesting gameplay. With a different camera style from standard Souls-like games, it's played from a perspective of an upper camera, with immersive scenarios and impressive and challenging boss fights. The game is on early access on Steam, but for now you can't really finish the game, so in case you really want to play it I recommend you to wait. But there's no release date for the final version, but is coming out to Windows, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Far too long.
Oh, my forever friend. Help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
How can it be winter all of a sudden?
I'm sorry. You want to know the year? What a pleasure to meet a stalker.
Lies of P Overture is a DLC to the game Lies of P. That's an excellent Souls-like game set in a dark version of the universe of Pinocchio. The original game features a good gameplay and insane boss fights, so if you like Souls-like games you should play it, and the DLC will bring a new part to the story, with new stages, new weapons, new enemies, and of course, new bosses. The game is being developed by the studio Neowiz, a studio that delivered an insane game with the original Lies of P, so I'm really curious to see this DLC, and it's coming out to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, Windows and Mac, in summer of 2025.
I'll do whatever it takes. Your survival is all that matters. Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late. Not again.
Legendary. She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil.
Just run away.
Phantom Blade Zero is a new fast-paced action RPG game, and all the videos and gameplays of the game looks absolutely mind-blowing, and it's being developed by the Studio S game. In the Phantom Blade we see some inspirations in the Souls-like style, since the gameplay style, to the boss fights, but the game won't be exactly a Souls-like game. The graphics looks really awesome, and will surely be a great game when it's released. We still don't know when the game is coming out, but in a new trailer they said that the release date is going to be announced in 2025, so I believe the game is coming out in 2026 or later, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows.
Everyone wears a mask! You too!
This is a real face!
He let you live? What secret did you sell him?
The first Berserker Khazan is another fast-paced action RPG game with a hardcore Souls-like approach. It's being developed by the studio Nipple and looks impressive. The graphics are kinda simple, but the flow of the game is fast and mesmerizing. Any fan of Souls-like games gotta take a look at this one. The gameplay will be fast and brutal, and you'll face different types of enemies, humans, creatures, and of course, some insane and brutal bosses that I'm sure many will be really difficult to defeat because, as I said, the developers themselves said it's a hardcore game, so get ready. So for the lovers of action RPG games, know that it's coming out March 27, 2025, and will be coming out to PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. Where Winds Meet is a new open-world action RPG set in the famous Souls-like style that's so popular today. The game is being developed by Everstone Studios and looks very promising. It's going to be set in a mythological China and promises to be a huge game with a vast open world to explore and discover new things and places, searching for better items or even searching for powerful enemies. For the ones who likes action RPG, this one looks really good, but we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025 to finally play the game. In China it was released already and is also on cell phones, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5 and PC. Hollow Knight Silksong is the sequel of the acclaimed original game. To be honest, this game was announced a long time ago, but no, it wasn't cancelled. It's still being developed, but we have no idea when it's coming out. The game is being developed by the studio Team Cherry, just like the original game. And it's coming out to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The game will be set in the same style of the original game, a 2D hardcore Metroidvania with extreme quality and originality, a fluid but simple gameplay, yet hard and stylish. The graphics of the game are insane, set in a dark universe with a lot of charisma and personality.
Where yon the vale did I chance to see you, the little minnow in the clear, more righted though in fayish way. A foundling here of mother's sorrow, conveyed to me by beaver, by sparrow. Blighted, yes, or so they say.
Soulframe is a new action RPG set in an open world, with the MMO experience, and is going to be a free-to-play game, and looks really good, with nice graphics, a beautiful and stunning world. The game is being developed by the studio Digital Extremes, and is set in a fanciful and magical world, with interesting enemies, including interesting boss fights, and it's not exactly a Souls-like, but a game with some aspects of Souls-like. It's being developed for a long time, even had a closed beta already, but there's no release date yet for the final version, and it's only confirmed for PC for now.
Come gather motes of living worlds. Come gather arms against old and herd. And join our family beyond your blood. For blight.
In an age forgotten, ancient, tyrannical manifestations of nature itself held the world stagnant.
Witch of Oblivion is a very unique Souls-like game, and believe me, it's really a Souls-like, set in a magical and colored open world, and based in a sorceress combat style. The game is being developed by Tasto Alpha, and this is probably one of the most different Souls-like games that I've ever seen, cause usually expect a dark and dead world when we think about a Souls-like game, and not a kinda happy universe style like in this game. It'll be more than a Souls-like, it'll also have its own style and features in its manner, but I got curious about it. I want to see how it's really going to be, but it has no release date yet, and is coming out only on PC so far.
A lone witch stood in defiance against their might. She brandished the forbidden flame, unable to remember her true purpose. The forest came to call her the Witch of Oblivion.
That's the video. Some very interesting video games. Well, I hope you like. Click in the like button and subscribe. Thank you and so long.
It's best if you both sides suffer heavy.